Hello, viewers. Cynthia Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you my 726th podcast. This is my 726th podcast. Like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly. In case you know, I love tongue ties today. Anyway, like always, I'm going to speak very loudly, very slowly, and very clearly in case you don't understand me. Also, I try to do my best not to be too hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain your adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will contain your adult language if you're under 18. Now, if you're over 18, then it's good to watch this audio podcast recording. But this everything else out the way. Let's get into the topic of this. Let's get into the topic of this podcast. Recently, the It Welcome To Derry series has finished its first season. I gotta say, this was a good. Honestly, this really set up a lot of things in the Stephen King universe. So basically, you know, we got set up to The Shining. We got for a lot of mostly of Stephen King's into the Stephen King universe. So basically, we got some Tower reference, we got some Shining reference, we got some Shawshank Destin reference, Destin reference in this first season of Derry. I gotta say, it really is. I really like how the showrunners, connect, instead of how the series that's how the black guy for The Shining. So what was the black guy who had the shining ability in the movie Shining, was messing with Pennywise, there's basically this whole season was set around the time, back when Annie was, if you ever watched the Shawshank Redemption movie, with what's her name, with Tim Rollins and Morgan Freeman, turns out this whole timeline, the whole time setting, the whole titan of this first season was set up around, when Andy came to Shawshank prison and whatnot, etc., etc. So anyway, this series really gave us more lore and details on the It entity, but also gives more on the other Stephen King novels, of the other Stephen King novels and whatnot, the Shining, the Shawshank Redemption and whatnot, and basically helping you. Give us more details about that, and basically, and further, further, expanding exploring the novel of the further, exploring the novel from the It movies as well, and added to it as well. So anyway, I got to say, this was I know they're gonna go back and they gave us more details on how Pennywise or It, is just outside the time. So basically, he's just outside the time. So basically, if he can go back in time and whatnot, and his time cycles and whatnot. And basically, I know they're gonna go back and they're gonna go back back in time in the second season. Then after that, go back in time again, in the third season. So basically, I can't wait to see how things are going to turn out and whatnot. So anyway, let's put It Welcome To Derry. We had a good first season. So basically, there was details of what, about about it, coming Pennywise and whatnot, etc., 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 etc. All that. So basically, this was a good first season of It Welcome to Derry. Anyway, what do you guys think about It Welcome to Derry? Good, bad, or just okay? Please let me know with the comments on this podcast. Anyway, signing off from Screen Reviews. 1.